Hey, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Gonna be doing something a tad bit different today. Um, so this is my chest. No, so I'm going to be working on a tattoo that I did earlier. Been doing a lot of those lately, I know, but I've gotten a little bit better about this, that, and the other. So, just gonna go back and kind of touch up one of the tattoos that I've previously done. That being said, the last time I did it, I tried sitting down and I had this like really weird like angle. So today I'm going to try it standing up, which is why I'm completely like bent over right now with this camera. So hopefully, um, as I'm working on it, I still stay somewhat in the scene. Hey, it's stream closed captioner for the win. All right. Yeah, I know, right? How you doing, Turkey Noodle? What's going on, man? Um, yeah, so let's see if I can get this in. So, both me and the tattoo. So, I got the cherub on here, right? This is what I'm going to be working on. Let's look at it right here. So, as I'm tattooing it, I'll be standing up. I'll probably have to take a little break and sit down. No big deal. If I do that, I do that. I am going to start off with, pretty large round liner. This would be a 9 uh, standard size needle, 9 round liner. I usually go with a 7, but I used all those. So while I am getting ready, I guess the next thing I need to do actually before we get started, I need to go ahead and just kind of grab some of the ink. Now, one thing I've learned through my own trial and error, again, I'm glad I'm learning on me, not on someone else, for a lot of this stuff. Uh, and this is just for your guys' information. Is It's not necessarily a great idea um, to pour all your inks like well in advance, right? Like, I mean, half an hour, something like that, probably okay. Probably, but I prefer at this point in time, maybe it's just the quality of inks that I have on hand, with exception to this black. This black is phenomenal. Um, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's some other things going on. Not sure, but uh, somehow like the inks become like they get a film on them, they get a little sticky, they get a little solid, and that clogs up the needle. And I mean, also you're jamming solid inks into your system, so that's a lot of fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and loaded up that black ink. I got this 12 round liner. I'll show you guys our 9 round liner. So that doesn't like to focus. None of my cameras really like to focus on what I'm showing here. There you go. It's kind of a big needle grouping. Um, One of the things that I mean, I can tell you like all kinds of things that I did wrong on this particular tattoo. I'm going to try to stay on the positive side of things. The positive side of things is I did it and I like the concept. But the overall design, I mean, like there's a lot of wiggly things going on here, like he's got some he's got some odd facial stuff going on. And I don't really mind a lot of what's going on. um, he just needs to be cleaned up, man. Like, there's all kinds of weird stuff going on in here. It's just too much. It's just too much. Now I was gonna be real proud of myself and be like, "Yay, you guys aren't watching me shave," but I did take off a majority of the hair, so all I need is, you know, just a little bit of cleanup there. Nothing big. So that out. And yeah, I don't have to worry about wiping off a stencil, so I can apply a little bit of this A&D salve here. Uh, Not a whole lot. My, got my needle. I am using my newer machine. I prefer my older machine, but um, for the places that I'm doing this and then how much shading I'm actually putting on here. So this, I printed out my reference sketch where I beefed it up, where I added some shading and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to be looking at while I'm actually working on this. Um, So that's helpful because last time all I had like was the stencil itself. So um, which is funny because again this is another one of those things I learned like just going ahead and a decent getting a decent like reference so you can look at it and kind of compare where you are. It's kind of a big deal. So this is still an odd angle. Again, like I said, I'll have to sit down probably. But the good part is that thinking it might be a little bit more of a stable angle for me. So that is super nice in comparison to what it was. So, what I forgot? Dadgummit. Listen to me. Like, I would love to just start one of these and be prepared. I forgot my secondary light. I just got in my own light again. And I realized, oh, I don't have my secondary light. So, see if that'll work or not. We actually put it up here, angle it down. I think that'll work. All right. Here we go. I'm ready. Okay. I hope I'm ready. All right. Try this again. At least isn't as painful as the knee. If you guys tuned in yesterday, I got to witness the. I tapped out. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, I'm not done with it, but I just couldn't anymore. If I'm being completely sincere, I just couldn't do it. So, which is wild. I never tap out. I think I found my limit though. A little bit better. I can't say it's a lot better. But the stupid glare in the main. Kind of a bold move going with a this much larger of a liner shader for aligning. I'm gonna bump this up just a little bit, match my hand speed a little bit better. Sorry guys, this is it's a little gets a little wild up in here. It's still weird. Still not giving him that glorious hair, but a little bit better. A little bit better, nonetheless. Whew. Yes, sir. This one's not nearly as painful on the knees, but man, this back is going to be killing me. I'm just trying to take some of these lines that I put in before, kind of buffer them with a little bit of a boulder line, just to add a little break in there, but then also to kind of reshape some stuff. So I'll go in and kind of throw down some heavy shading where the older lines were. I mean, essentially, like, feels weird doing this, but what I'm doing is I'm basically like being my own hype man for a tattoo cover up, my own tattoo cover up, no less. So a little bit different, but whatever. You know, live and learn. Get rid of some of the these weird, like, just threw in like some weird chubby spots for like no reason. Like, yes, kids have like some odd spots where they got a little extra meat on their bones, like you know, like on their wrist, right? But like you don't have to like pronounce that. That's not like the main thing, right? So get in there, throw down some little bit of chubbiness, right? But like you don't want your kid getting beat up on the playground for having fat wrists, or I don't know. I mean, they won't, right? But you know what I mean. Maybe they will. I don't know your kid, unless you're my wife and you're watching this, and then yeah, I know your kid. So yeah, ah, who needs a back? Who needs it? Right. Come back over here. Now, actually, I didn't have too much of a problem with this arm the way it was done. I was actually pretty happy with it. But again, he's got like his fat little elbow. It doesn't need to be that fat. Man. This dude, It's arrows or unliving. I don't know. Consider angels to be undead. They're not alive. I get a good solid stretch in here too. Oh yeah, stretching that skin, nice. Hell yeah. Yeah, boy, give that boy some muscle tone, just a little bit. Whatever reason, they gave this dude like chest of a titan. Can't really do too much to take that back, but you know, I was just talking about giving him some muscle tone. Muscle tone. Yeah, just a little bit, man. Sorry, had to go back over that arm again. Still a little bit on the shaky side. So that was the other thing. Like the lines were they're so thin, and so my bro just like he just looks uneven. And I'm gonna go in and even while I'm redoing some of these, like gotta figure out like the best way to see. Like this should have been way up here. Nah, whatever. We'll get you straightened out, little guy. He's already looking a pretty pretty good sight better than what he was. I'll tell you that. Um, but we ain't done yet. Like this leg, bro. Like what happened, man? It like got shortened or something. It's a shame. Just elongate that leg just a little bit. It's not. This is not great, but it's a sight better than what it was. I think that's important. Like, this is like one of the. I was like so excited about this one. Like, oh look, I've got this big cherub on the side of my leg. And then, yeah, I got to looking at it, and I was like, what the fuck? This is not cool, yo. Like somehow I messed this up royally. Almost sitting time. What the hell? I'm gonna try to switch this up a little bit. My one leg's getting tired. All right. It's cool. Now I get to sit down with all y'all. It's almost like a real thing. I'm not quitting time. Sure. Really, whenever I get done with this, I really want to be like, yes, fixed it. It won't be like fully fixed, of course, but do this. Exactly. Mm. Guys, you did the. He's gonna be all right. He's gonna be all right. I promise. Hopefully, don't hit another nerve like that. That was nuts. Hey, uh, you're making a difference. Like one of my favorite things whenever like I can actually like straighten out, fix some of these lines a bit. Especially like looking at some of these, like, oh man, that was just super unsteady. I mean, I'm not gonna pretend to be like you know, fucking expert or anything, but do a good solid line at least. More solid line at least. slightly slightly better line. And I just have to find a way to hide the old ones. Kind of doing this thing I like stick my mouth out, I like my tongue out of my mouth just a little bit. Like I used to never do that. It's like a new thing for me. Just noticed it over the last couple of months. Oh, that didn't do anything. Sure as hell doesn't make my line work any better. Go. It's okay. You can stick your tongue out if you want to. You know what I mean? Like, it's your world, man. It's your truth. Just live your best life. Whatever. Live, laugh, love. But that's what everyone else is doing. Might as well get in on it too. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I'm like mumbling around the mic. Like I set the mic up for me standing. Uh, my bad. I honestly like what I was saying. It wasn't intelligible anyway. This is already happening. We'll give it a little rinse. See what's sticking, what's not. And we're gonna play around with clear it up a little bit anyway. Need to straighten out this little. Guess this is a quiver. Makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna straighten that bad boy up a lot. I don't know why it's like so bad. Oh, I was gonna call you out on it. I'm a grammar Nazi, man. I would have been like, oh, you don't know the difference between your and there and there. I'm just kidding, man. You do what you want. Goes right back to it, man. Live, laugh, love. Live your best life. It's your truth, your world. Make your mark. I don't know, something. Whatever they're saying in advertising these days. You're unique and special just like everybody else. I don't, I don't even know what this little line down here was, so I'm just gonna pick it up. I think I don't use autocorrect a whole lot. That is, I don't have it turned off, but like if I did, that'd be pretty rad. Yeah, it is. It's waiting for you to submit like a paper like that. All right, so earlier, way earlier, talked about not mixing my inks. So, like, not having them pre-mixed for too much time. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to mix a wash so I can get a little bit of shading in. So hopefully, as I do some of the shading, um, what I end up with is a lot more uh, doable, I guess. Um, Shaping of this fat boy. That's the plan. You're not dumb. I know better than that. Hope you're not dumb. You're way smarter than I am. So I'm just rinsing out this cartridge real quick. I do. So I have a mixture of water and a little bit of alcohol, and because believe it or not, like that's the main ingredient in the most of these inks that I have, which is probably not great, but but it does let me mess around with this some. So it's not that bad. Um, I mean, the you would think it would sting or something, but it really it doesn't. It doesn't sting any more than you know, well, the needle. It's really, I mean, as far as pain goes, like, I mean, this is like because I'm basically doing like spit or whip shading, but with an actual shader, as opposed to mag or something like that. Um, it doesn't really hurt. Like I'm like dumping ink on there too. Well, you're not really scraping it across the skin either. Like there is some. It looks like there's some pulling there, but the needle goes in and out like so quickly that it's really not that scrapey. Maybe if I was doing it wrong, it'd be a little bit more scrapey. as it is. Fat boy, some fat boy definition here. Just a little bit. Give a little, shade in his belly just a tiny bit. It's pretty subtle. Um, Even on this screen, it's showing up a little bit. So one thing I like to do to get things a little bit smooth, kind of feather a tiny bit. So it looks like I'm kind of scraping back and forth, but I'm really kind of feathering this stuff out. Like it's kind of as far as the motion is concerned, it's like this. So it hits the skin out, hits the skin, hits the skin, and it's really gentle, like scooping motion. That gives a nice soft shadow compared to, I mean, I do like mixing my shadows. I do like, the occasional little bit of a spit shade where it's like that stipple look. That's pretty awesome to me. But areas like this, right here on his cheek, unfold just a little bit. A little subtle, just a subtle shadow to it, man. Like you can't just go in and like, you know, kind of balls out like every single shadow. I mean, I like black work too, like just straight like black and white, not even black and gray. Just but this guy was beyond saving on black work. I kind of knew that by looking at him. It's unfortunate, but I messed him up pretty early on. So go back in with some better details just to spend some more time on it and get it salvageable. Salvageable from me. Like it still wasn't the worst tattoo I've seen, but I don't want the worst tattoo I've seen. So whoa, what are we doing here? Are we spitting ink? That's not cool. I'm hoping by adding a little bit of dimension to this guy, you know, step this up just a little bit. I'm moving my hand a lot quicker. But by adding a little bit of dimension to this guy, like he'll just kind of pop away from being a shaky fat kid, being a, well-rounded, athletic cherub. Still fat, I mean, you want a fat cherub. Stretch of the knee. Take a 2-minute break. Yeah, boy. All right. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Nice. All right. Let's get that old knee. So yeah, you can see where I tapped out last night. Like this side, like a little bit better. Like at least the darkness like kind of flows off of it a little bit, and as it heals, some of the color will pop through. On this side, like I was like, well, we're done for the night. So I added my white stars. I'll go back in and add some more later. Not quite 2 minutes, but it'd be rad as if I had some place to actually rest my leg while I was doing this. Of course, you guys need to be able to see what I'm doing. Well, it's all or nothing. Hmm. Quite as tight, but we'll work it. Let's work it. So I did speed up this machine just a wee bit. I know that's not a real word, but I keep using it. So adding a little shadow to where the toes are. Really bringing that up. That pinky toe. Tiny dude. Get that weird little diaper thing that he's wearing. Little loincloth diaper thing. Put a little shadow on that too. It's kind of going around the leg. And then right in here, a lot of blood. Not a lot of ink. Hey, bloodlines. This does not look comfortable. No, fam, it is not. But standing was like totally not comfortable either. Been in worse positions. Or better ones? However, however that works. You know what else is uncomfortable now? Shitty tattoo. So I would rather I'd rather go through the fixing phase of this one in an uncomfortable position. At least, have it bearable where I can be like, oh yeah, this is one of my first, as opposed to like, just living with it. Oh, there is such a thing. I've seen some bad ones. I've seen some bad ones on people's Instagram. I can't believe this shit. Like honestly, like if you got a bad tattoo, please, like, I mean, get it, you're proud, like to have a tattoo. Me too, but like Every tattoo is Instagram worthy, especially if you're a business. Yeah. Blind beholder. Bastard. So knocking this way, way down. I do a little mixture, darker black here. Mhm. All right. Making some headway, making some promise, making some promise. Some goodness going on here. Give you a little view there. Definitely, definitely leaps and bounds from where it was. Still not great, but But the reason that it's doing that, there's a couple reasons. But the main reason is because it's a pretty slow speed that I've got, so it's really hard for a machine to keep the ink in. What I didn't realize whenever I was making my reference sketch, though, was that I messed this thing up a little bit more than what my reference sketch allows. The proportions are a little bit farther from where I wanted them to be. However, that being said, it's still not bad. See my arm shaking. It's because I'm trying to like actually strain into pull here. So if I make this a little bit darker than what I like, I guess what the finished product should be, then it will actually fade as it heals, and I'll get what it was that I was intended originally. This is a good thing to remember whenever you go and get a tattoo, like whenever you have a professional do it. Um, you might step away and be like, "Oh, this is a little bit darker than what I wanted." Trust them; they're doing that for you. It might be a little bit darker than what you thought it was going to be, but it is not darker than what you wanted. Trust me. As they heal, they fade. No matter how well you take care of them. I mean, that's just the natural way that skin works. It sheds skin. Um, so as it fades, though, you want a good idea of like idea of what what it'll look like finished. Of course, but the experience of the artist, you gotta trust them on that. It will look better with time. If they tell you it will look better with time. And in all honesty, I mean, even if it doesn't, guess what? They're not going to be able to fix it. They're not going to be able to take ink out. So just let them make it dark. Right? Let it be dark. All right, so we are almost done with this shading part of it. Um, about as done as my legs, my knees are going to let me be. So all I'm doing right now is kind of dumping in a little extra shade into the weird diaper thing. So it's just not completely white. The weird diaper thing is not the most important thing here. So I don't really want it to be highlighted. down just a wee bit. All right. Now, got one more set of lining that has to be done with the black. It's just a really weird, like, shoulder strap thing that he's got going on. So I kind of want to fix it up, make it a little bit better. Let's clean out this cartridge real quick. I'm really proud of my little power supply. It hasn't died yet tonight, so that's pretty good. A little bit on the high side here as far as what setting I'm using for the speed. And try to turn this around a little bit. Hopefully that straightens it out a little. Close. Getting there. Down quite a bit because I can't exactly. Don't want to fill that in. What I do want to do is come close, right? Just looking for some ways to clean up the old lines. Making good use of the new lines. Not the best way of doing that, but it's the way I got. Still like just a damn sight better than what it was. All right. You big man. You're not looking so bad. Let's stretch him out. Better. All right. Now the next part is going to be a little bit harder. So that being said, I'm just going to kind of see what y'all are up to. I know. I know there's probably been some expansions on some video games. Turkey News probably busy as all get out. But yeah, I I downloaded Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping for. That's what I'm going for, right? Like, I can't really change the fact that I made them too short, like I did. The original sketch that I did, whenever I did I don't know, the template, the stencil, what he was longer, and then I don't know what happened somewhere in translation. Like while I was working on it, like I used a really fine, line needle, and it was really odd angle, and I wasn't used to working with it, and I just messed it up. Um, but yeah, try to stay away from that, I guess. Um, but yeah, I downloaded KOTOR 3 or 2, KOTOR 2. So I think it's 3. That'd be awesome. It's a 5 round liner. I might use that. And it's been a long time since I played it, so I'm hoping that it's as fun as I remember it. I'm sure it is. Maybe. The 5 round shader, so that's a step down. That's 2 steps down. So we're going to use this. Poor, these poor round shaders get all my business. Um, but I have to use red. I'm thinking I haven't used a lot of red since the initial red, so I got this stuff for free. Um, that's right. I'm showing you a name brand because don't buy this. This is bad. Um, I won't show you what I'm using now, but if your pause game is really good, then you could probably see it. But yeah, this stuff is way better, and I haven't used a lot of the red, so this will be good. I'm hoping. But I noticed like the other red, like it was orangey and it's falling out like way, like I know my lines were bad. My lines were not great, but dang, like nothing should be falling out like that. Nothing. So yeah, I have to redo those as well. And then yeah, I think I've got a blue and a red that I need to dump in, and then just covering up like my older spots where I put in like the halo, which I can't really go in and fix that, but it's a little off kilter, and that's fine. I'm a little off kilter, so it doesn't bother me. Um, but like the horns are really hard to see, so I have to do that. It could be. I think I might work on that. Actually, I've got a couple plans for that. I know I'm running out of room. I'm running out of room, but I do have a couple of plans. Like I've seen some really cool designs, like initial designs, so I really want to give it a try. But probably not on this guy. It's a little late for him. All right. So gotta up the speed. Gotta put this leg in an uncomfortable position and still make sure that y'all can see it. We're gonna go red first, blue second. Move you there. Red first. It's gonna bump higher than what it's supposed to be, but care. Ooh, That's a much brighter red, you know? Like, I mean, that's a beautiful, strong red. Love it, love it. Although I am rolling away. It's not the red's fault, though. That's the chair's fault. And then there was like a design flaw on this, just pretty early on. You just couldn't see the horns very well. And I didn't really like that. I'm gonna kind of fill it in just a little bit. Wipe away. Good red wing. It's put in there pretty well. These horns. And this is one of my cheaper needles. So it doesn't really like where my if my finger touches the cartridge, it just kind of bogs down like ooh. Missed that horn this time. Red is actually well red, unlike the other red, which was called bullseye red, and you'd expect it to be red, but it was not red. It was orange and ugly. Not very good. Really hard. Like all my other needles, I can put like pressure on the cartridge, so I use it stabilizer. My finger Can't really do that. This one. Shame. Let it bog down. Have another shaky line. And flipped. No bueno. What permanent mistake have I made today? Once. Like, see anything, so we're still in the game, folks. We are still in the game. Ooh, this angle. I did learn this pretty cool trick watching this one dude. Uh, he kind of gave like this awesome tip that if you watch right in front where the needle is, where the needle will go. Well, I give that a try. Yeah, it's only skin. What could go wrong? Well, this bro was right though. You watch where the needle is, and then you look like right in front of it where you want it to go, and that's where it will go. Completely off screen now because it's like pointed all over the place. All right, so the red's in there a little bit better. The red's in there a lot better. I am almost done. Honestly, the only thing I really need to work on is the blue. So we can go ahead and wrap that up too. All right, now I might have had this blue. I don't think I mixed the one that I have on me right now. It might be the same blue that I have. This is definitely a different red. Red is the bane of my existence. Like, it's almost as bad as white. You be modest here. There we go. I'm just rinsing out the cartridge. I think that's just about got it. And then we're going to dump some of this blue in there for the halo and the other wings, like the actual, like angelic wings, if you will. And I'm going to let this dude sit for a couple weeks just to make sure that he is everything that I hoped for, everything I dreamed. See if I can get a good angle on this too. It'd be great if I did like before and afters on, you know, my own. They're not cover ups. They're definitely touch ups. Definitely not cover ups. Definitely touch ups. I was so excited whenever I did this Halo too. I was like, yes, did it in one pass. I did it in one pass. You did. And then, like, come to find out, like, it was just jacked up. It was all like off kilter. Again, big deal. I too am off kilter. So, you know, it pans out. But while I'm here, and if it is off kilter, let's make it a little bit bolder. You know, you did fill in the horns, right? So as well fill in the halo. Small concentric circles. Secret. Good solid fill. Also the right needle grouping and speed. But, you know, hey, not nitpick that. Ooh, up in here. Good. washing. Bad. All right. Last wing, and then I'm calling it an evening, guys. We'll see how the shading looks in a couple of weeks. I'll probably revisit, want to do some more touch-ups, but as it stands, like, damn happy. Yeah, bolder lines, smoother lines, I'd say. Now I am in the lap of discomfort. So I'm not really editing any of these though. Should still have the interesting pattern whenever it comes to the actual feathers and wings and stuff like that. So we'll see. Some colors are just, man, they just want to stick to your skin. I'm in it, but on it. Attempt. Stretch my leg out. Kind of go off to the side so you guys can see. A little bit thicker, a little bit bolder. Got some shadows in there. Overall, good experience. Hey, I really appreciate you guys showing up. Um, thanks for coming. Thanks for playing with me. That's good. This is a good job. I like doing this. So yeah, appreciate you guys coming tomorrow. As you can see, asterisks. Thank you. Um, that means that sometimes I do Wednesdays, sometimes I don't. This time I do no Wednesdays. No Wednesdays, not right now. So tomorrow I will be in a prior engagement, and I should be back on Thursday. So thank you again for showing up. Thanks for the support, guys. And I will see y'all on Thursday. Good night, guys.